Hey, Kevin here, and I got to tell you, this week I'm coming to you from a little bit of a different space in my life. My family and I over the holidays we took a family vacation, all of our kids and our grandkids too, and went to San Diego for a week. And on the last day of that trip, we were getting ready to leave, and I was loading some stuff in the car. I don't know what I did, but I opened that car door, and I must have opened it too hard because as I opened it, I stepped in to grab something out of the car. The door came swinging back and smacked me in the back of the leg. And like I said, this was right before we were getting ready to leave to head back home. So while I was in a lot of pain, I just kind of dealt with it. I'm like, well, we got to get home. But by the time we got off of our flight back here in Seattle, the pain was so much that I couldn't even get off of the plane. I told Lisa, I was like, I can't even walk off this plane. I'm going to have them call somebody with a wheelchair and wheel me off of this plane. And that's what we did. And the pain was getting worse and worse and worse. And my wife took me immediately to the hospital. And once we got to the emergency room, quite honestly, they did some testing. They did a X-ray to make sure there was no broken bones, which there wasn't. Then they did a ultrasound, but my leg was so swollen they couldn't get it really accurate, readings and everything. But they started talking about blood clots. They thought I had a blood clot, which I mean, all of a sudden you start talking about that, and that gets really serious. And thankfully, long story short, I do not have a blood clot. Definitely got a hematoma, and now I am walking around on crutches as my leg heals itself. But I'll tell you, when last Saturday night, when we were in the hospital, and that doctor starts talking to Lisa and I about a blood clot, a potential blood clot, and the seriousness of that. In that moment, boy, that really put things in perspective for me about a lot of things. and what I can tell you is in that moment, while I saw the look of fear on my wife's face, and all I could even do was in that moment what immediately came to mind was how much I appreciate her, how much I appreciate my children, the time that I get to have with them. And I told Lisa, I said, you know what, honey, no matter what happens, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. And like I said, fortunately, the next morning they were able to do another ultrasound, and they found out that I do not have any blood clot. But a little bit of perspective there, and in reality, what are we doing here? Everything that we're doing, we go through life wanting to do this, do that, do the other thing, accomplish this, make money, have a great life, all that. And in moments like these, we really question what is most important to us. And I've come up with some really good answers. I mean, it's not like I didn't know it before. I knew it before, but I'm a whole lot clearer on it now. My wife, my children, the people in my life, you, the fact that I get to have a relationship with you in the form that this takes, and the people in my life, I am so appreciative for all of that. And this wasn't a near-death experience or anything like that, but it was enough to remind me of what's important. And so I wasn't going anywhere in particular with this other than just share the little bit of insight that I had, and trust that it causes you to pause and think as well about what's important to you, what's important in your life. And if you got comments, by all means, share them below, and I'll be back again with you next week. Bye for now.